Hi people, it's Archivist here, coming at you with a review for Doom. Since the release of the original Doom in 1993, first-person shooters have evolved tremendously. Health packs have been largely replaced by rebounding health bars, and traditional chaotic run-and-gun tactics have been traded out in favour of cover-based gunfights. Realism has drowned out the ways of old, but 2016's Doom is here to remind you what greatness has been left behind in this generic pursuit of lifelike authenticity across the genre. Right from the beginning of Doom's single-player campaign, it's clear that aggression and mobility are the paths to victory. You need to be moving, shooting, and in your enemy's face as much as possible to succeed. It's through this more direct approach to combat that Doom manages to define itself as something refreshingly different and yet also classically familiar. Each and every gun you acquire throughout the game feels satisfying to shoot, and furthermore there's a wonderful amount of variation. You may start with a humble pistol, but you eventually move up to using some truly over-the-top, devastating weapons. The game compensates for the formidable arsenal you acquire by throwing a horde of demons at you with a range of attacks of their own. Actually taking them down can be done through the familiar tactic of unleashing everything you have at them, but often avoiding their attacks requires a little bit of finesse. Given that you don't have regenerating health, you instead recover it by either finding health packs scattered throughout the environment or by performing GORY kills. GORY kills can be initiated at melee range once an enemy has been significantly weakened. They grant the game a great sense of rhythm and are also very satisfying to pull off. They're quick, economical, and bloody. Overall, the game feels very simple yet satisfying. What you see here is what you will do throughout the game. It's not at all complex, but it is a great deal of fun. In terms of story, there's very little to talk about besides the game's basic premise. Essentially, a Mars operation has been set up whereby humans have endeavoured to harness Hell's energies, however things go horribly wrong and the base is overrun by demons. You are summoned to stop them both on Mars and within Hell itself. It serves as a suitably extraordinary setup, and the few characters that do pop up are reasonably interesting. But after finishing the game, I definitely remember more blood than story. Serving the game's longevity are the multiplayer and snap map modes. Much like the single player, the multiplayer chiefly favours aggressive tactics, and also like the single player feels satisfying and refined. It doesn't attempt to redefine anything, it just does what it does very well.
Limit reached. Victory.
Lastly, there's Snap Map mode, which inspires a great deal of confidence in me for the game's longevity. It's essentially a map editor that allows you to create locations and scenarios. I was impressed with just how easy the editor is to use, but also taken aback at how much depth there is to potentially tap into. It's something that I have no doubt the community will make great use of over time. Ultimately, Doom is a classic first-person shooter that embraces its roots and doesn't concede to modern trends. It looks great, runs well, feels satisfying, and delivers potential for lasting value. It's a solid purchase, but not necessarily for the faint of heart. As always people, thanks very much for watching and see you next time.